Hey Ospreys, I'm Thigpen, here with your North Florida Minute. The softball team had a stellar start to their spring schedule, and the River City Rumble was in the arena this weekend. I've got all that and more. We start with men's golf, finishing 4th in the Seabest Invite at TPC Sawgrass. Sophomore Austin White's 1/71 record in round 3 kept UNF in the hunt for a top 5 finish in their first tournament of the spring semester. On Friday, men's basketball started the second half of conference play at home against JU in the River City Rumble. With 4 Ospreys on the board scoring 10 points or more, UNF got the win, 77-50. Their overall record stands at 15-10 and tied for first in the conference at 7-1 in ASUN play.
I thought our guys' energy level was high. We rebounded the ball really well, and offensively we had 2 turnovers in the last 32 minutes of the game, and I thought that was critical. I really think we've grown in a lot of different areas, and I think our culture has grown in a lot of different areas. I've never been with a group of guys that love each other like these guys do. It's very, very unique, and I give our assistants credit because character is our number one thing.
But on Saturday, women's basketball continued their losing streak, falling to JU 68-56. Their overall record falls to 10-13 and 1-7 in conference play.
We were just very stagnant, passed it around the perimeter as much as we told them to attack the gaps. We just didn't do it. We knew what we needed to do. We just didn't get the job done. This team still has grit. This team still has fight. You know, I talked to them at halftime. They could have rolled over or they could have made a battle. We won the second half. We just dug ourselves too big of a hole. And for, good Lord, the 7th game in a row, we've not been shooting it well, and we need to take advantage of our post play.
Now we travel to Troy, Alabama, where the softball team swept the Troy Invite and started their season with a flawless record, 5-0. The Ospreys triumphed over Western Kentucky, Alabama State, Buffalo, Florida A&M in a 10-inning thriller ending on a wild pitch. And finally, tournament host Troy. The women's tennis had a successful showing in their home opening weekend. On Friday, the Ospreys topped UNC Wilmington 6-1, giving up only a singles point. And Sunday, cruising past Troy with a 5-2 victory.
I think a big thing is to continue to develop the philosophy of fighting for every point and not really worrying about the score as much and really focusing on using your legs and using your tennis to speak for you via the...
I think we're a really deep team. Like, this is actually the first time at UNF I trust every single position. Every single person has an opportunity, whereas in the past there's been a little iffy in some spots. So I feel like we're going to do really well this year if we continue with our attitude that we have and the energy that we have going right now as a program. So
here's a preview of next week's action. Men's basketball hits the road, taking on USC Upstate on Thursday night at 7 p.m. Then on Saturday, 187 miles from Spartanburg, the Ospreys take on the Owls of Kennesaw State. Tip-off is set for 2 p.m. The Ospreys are looking to stay on top of conference standings. Their only loss is against Upstate. Women's basketball stays at home this week, hosting Upstate Thursday at 7 p.m. in the arena. Then Kennesaw State on Saturday at 2 p.m. The Ospreys are looking to pull themselves out of last place in conference standings to have a shot at the championships. The softball team has their spring home opener tournament this weekend. On Friday, the Ospreys face Maine and James Madison. On Saturday, they take the field against Virginia Tech and Jacksonville State. Baseball also opens their spring season at home this weekend. The Ospreys host Virginia Military Institute Friday at 6, then again Saturday and Sunday, both games starting at 1 in Harmon Stadium. Also at home this week, men's tennis hosts UCF on Friday at 4. Then they take on Furman Sunday at noon. Finally, men's golf travels to Gainesville Saturday and Sunday for the SunTrust Gator Invite, hosted by Florida. I'm Thigpen for North Florida Sports Zone.